And hello.
Good morning.
It is after the morning.
Good after morning to you, sir.
It is good after the noon even.
Mhm.
It is approaching good evening. You have a b-ball game this evening.
I do.
So
I do have one of those.
let's go Maskey Hornos. They're going to... It's a rebuilding year.
Got a win last night. Important win.
All right.
Needed that.
All right.
Needed that win.
And record, are we 500 or are we...
One game below 500.
One game below 500?
Not terrible.
No, considering you have a very young team.
And we play six people.
7-year-olds out there on the team.
Yikes.
Not quite. But you have a small team.
Small team, young team.
Why do you think that is? I'm Dirk, by the way.
I'm still Will, and I think because it's a combination of a couple things, Dirk. I think we were very solid the last 2 years.
Okay.
And I think that when a majority of our senior class left, so 11 people left our team.
Oh, wow.
And obviously that's a big number, but I think the younger cats in the program were a little apprehensive and intimidated about the success level that they have and being able to achieve that.
Replicate.
Right. And I there's just something about this next generation that just doesn't like to work hard.
Okay.
They just don't. They did not want to. And we've heard that from multiple people, that they just did not want to put in the work.
But the team you had worked tremendously
so
hard. And that's only 2 or 3 years. So
every
just
couple
a batch,
years, maybe just a batch. Hopefully just a batch. Hopefully it's just a dip.
Yeah.
And because the JV team and the younger guys, like we start 2 sophomores on varsity.
Okay.
And so they should be on the JV team. And our JV
pulled
team
them up, right?
Yeah. And our JV team is solid. And solid without the 2 varsity players that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd be even better if they were down there. So anyway.
Yeah.
I think in the next couple of years we'll be back to form.
Okay.
But right now we're struggling a little bit.
And welcome to Sports Talk, WEPM, 1340 AM. We're here with Coach Will.
I was not expecting that question.
No, it's okay. It's just sometimes things pop into my head. Mm-hmm. That's the hat I wear, and the other thing that I'm recording periodically is just I love just picking people's brains. We love to chat, and so I've found so many interesting. I just got done recording an episode that will air in March, I believe, that features our own Poppy, Fernando Valenzuela, Godalski, Gonzalez. Valenzuela. And Fernando talked all about coming to the United States. It was fast. So once in a while, I like to learn, so I just ask a lot of questions.
Yep, gotcha.
But Will, today we're episode 46.
Almost to the 1 year mark.
Getting there. We should plan something for the 1 year one.
We won't.
Okay. And this one's called "Get Out of My Dreams" because we're previewing.
Into my
Get out of my dreams. We're actually going to talk about dreams a little bit. We decided I have tons of dreams.
You do,
and I remember them very well.
I know everybody has a lot of dreams. But you remember more than the average cat.
Yes, and we're dog even.
No, not dogs.
Okay, and my dreams. The reason that I remember them is very honestly because they're stress dreams.
Okay.
I think it's just a reflection of how much I feel responsible for in everyday life.
Okay.
Which is sad because I'd love to have fun dreams, but most times my dreams are I wake up going. Not like a horror dream, but like I'm really glad that was fake.
Just a dream.
Right. Yeah, because I don't really want that kind of pressure in real life. Mm-hmm. So we've shared dreams, and we're like, we should do a segment where we talk about a dream that we've had. So I asked you if you'd had one recently, because I had one just last night.
My most recent dream, sorry, real quick.
No, go ahead.
I don't, well, you'll be able to, you're going to.
I'm going to break it down
for me, but there wasn't a ton of detail.
Okay.
It was just like what in the world is happening?
That's okay.
Okay.
We're going to break it down Sigmund Freud style. I mean, we're going to listen to each other's dreams, and then we are going to give the most heartfelt, knowledgeable, not so much, serious, not at all, interpretation of each other's dreams.
Of course.
Okay?
All right.
So here we go, Will. Would you like to go with your dream first, and then I'll go with mine?
I will tell you, mine's not going to be incredibly long.
Okay.
And like I said, not detailed, but don't do that.
Okay.
But
take it back.
I think I had it because last week I was talking to our security guard here at Neilsville.
Male or female?
Male.
Okay.
About the new building.
Okay.
Okay. And so...
Oh, sorry. Interesting enough, when I met with El Principal this morning,
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with the admin secretary who shared with me that they were over there yesterday looking at furniture and stuff and she said, Mr. K, your room, unbelievable.
That's the same thing the security guard told me.
I am, Will.
He said it's ridiculous. Sorry. Anyway, funny, before we even get into the dream, he came to me today. I didn't tell him about my dream. Came to me today and said the same thing about your room and that the PE facilities are just
apparently
amazing.
You guys have 3 gyms, I heard.
Yes, and our offices are the biggest that in the school, which is lovely. Anyway, the dream. Dirk, we were inside the new building, and we were walking around. And when I say we, it was me, you, Jimmy Mance, Poppy,
okay,
Ange, and Whitney.
The old crew.
No Gensel for some reason.
Okay.
But no Mama Eiler.
Okay.
But it was us 7. And we were walking around the hallways, but weird things kept happening, and the doors kept shutting when we would walk by them.
Like classroom doors?
Yeah, classroom doors, sorry. And we ended up getting lost in the school. And then eventually, like, we would go down a hallway, and all the lights would shut off. And so then we finally got to the exit, one of the exit doors, and it was chained shut from the inside.
Okay.
And so it just got progressively scarier, and I did not like that at all.
Was it a regular school day as far as you could tell, or
there was nobody else?
There
was nobody else in the building but the 7 of. It's like we were invited there to check out the new building and get familiar with it, which is what probably. Well, I'm not going to break down my own dream, but I have talked to you about wanting to go before the kids get there, so I can learn it before they come. But it was just us. We were walking around exploring, and then things just got progressively weirder.
So. This was not a dream, but before I jump in and analyze your dream, that correlates to I was sitting here in this chair setting up the equipment for a podcast today.
I didn't like this at all.
And out of the peripheral vision over here, which was my door to the classrooms on this side of me, I saw a figure walk in, and then I thought for sure it was you, and I was waiting for you to come up the steps behind me to come up here where we record. And you didn't walk up the steps, and I turned and looked, and there's literally, this was before I put up the backdrop, there was nobody there.
I don't like
and
that.
I thought, oh, it's Will. He went behind me is the instrument storage room, and you can go all the way through to the chorus room. And I thought, oh, Will's playing with me, because you sometimes will go and then walk around and come in a different way and just mess with me. And I thought, okay, so I stood there, and I was like waiting for you to pop back out. And then I saw you come from the hallway, and I was like,
well, that doesn't make sense.
No, I swore I saw somebody walk past me wearing darker clothing and just going into the back room. I would have bet money.
I don't love it at all.
No, I don't love it either. And I'm not a big...
I know you're not.
I'm very skeptical. I want to believe, Will. I really do want to believe.
Well, you should.
But I've never had a strong enough situation where I go, OMG.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, well, let's break down your dream.
You should.
Okay.
I'm ready.
First of all, how you got 2 hats on? First of all, the feeling that you had, I was going to say this before you mentioned it, but the feeling that you have about, you've said to me several times, I don't want to learn the new building when the kids are learning the new building. Like, I want to know my way around.
Yeah.
So that spawns right off the bat, while your boys got dollars.
Sure.
Your ability to dream that you're in the building, exploring it, and learning your way around.
Right, makes sense.
Now, the doors slamming, that has to do with Neilsville. Believe it or not.
No, I do believe it.
Yeah, it has everything to do with Neilsville, and here's why.
Okay.
At Neilsville, none of our door stops work. None of them work.
Wait, before you go any further, we propped it open at the end of the day.
Yep.
Closed.
Slam shut. They put in electric magnetic door holders with metal prongs on the doors to hold them open. Still don't work.
Nope.
Okay. And the idea was they were neomagnesium or whatever those fancy rare earth magnets are.
Okay.
And they hold the door open like rock solid.
Vibranium is what
Vibranium. And they hold the doors open like with ridiculous strength.
Vigor.
And then when they're wired, so then when the fire alarm goes off, they release the magnets and the doors close for fire doors. But they never worked, even after they put them in. So that's the first part. The doors weren't closing because of spooks.
Okay.
The doors were closing because none of the door stops works.
Millsville.
Yeah.
Right.
And in your office, doorstop, doesn't work.
Nope. We have 4 of them. None of them.
None of them hold the door
Nope.
open. The door's too heavy. The
Yep.
door stop's too slippery. The floor is so dusty and dirty
You look dusty.
that you can't get a grip. That's my can't get a grip finger.
There it is.
It's my texture finger.
That's everything.
Taste, texture,
That's everything.
surface area. And so that's number one. The doors were closed. So rest easy. They were not spooks.
Fine.
Now,
Love that more.
walking down the hallways and lights going out, again, Neilsville.
Okay.
Neilsville. Nothing works here.
Oh, okay.
Look around my room at the lights that are dangling. Maybe I'll take a picture and put them in the podcast.
Yeah, that's not safe, by the way.
No, lights that are supposed to be mounted on 4 corners, and you see one corner clearly nothing holding the light fixture up.
I didn't notice that until you just said it. That's not okay.
It's been that way for years. And
it's not going anywhere, at least.
no, I guess even after the earthquake, it was still there. And Will, the one that's where the corner's hanging down 4 over from you.
Yeah, I see it.
That one actually has water that runs out of it sometimes.
Oh,
when
that's
the pipes
nice.
leak.
Like a little waterfall.
Like water and electric mixing.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
So I think the lights going out is what you're expecting.
Okay.
It's a county building.
It's just
it's too good to be true that we're going to have a beautiful building.
Okay.
So in your dreams, you're just preparing yourself for the worst. It's very healthy.
So again, not a spook then.
Not a spook
Love
thing.
that.
The fact that there were the people that were there, the reason that this is significant is this shows the people that you love the most in your life.
Okay.
So whether it be me, Poppy, you didn't like Dave Gensel.
That's not true.
No, you hated him.
Okay.
Now's the chance for you to come clean.
I'm not coming clean about that.
Deep down inside,
No.
you said, I can't stand that dude.
That's not even
And that's
close.
why he wasn't in your dream.
Not even close to true.
And Wolf was one of your favorites of all time.
Oh, she was awesome. I love Wolf. Yeah.
So that's why those people were there. Now,
Okay.
also, those are the people you'd want around you to save you. See, it's real deep. Those are the people that you think would have your best in their heart.
Okay.
So when you go into this scary situation, you're picking the people that your brain knows you could count on to save you from a bad situation.
Even though I haven't talked to Whit in 6 years.
She would be there for you.
All right.
She
I
would be
appreciate
there
that,
for
Whit.
you. If she wasn't busy selling her wine, she would be there for you.
Yeah.
And that's an inside joke. But anyway, so that's why you dream.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you breaking down mine.
And as far as it gradually getting worse, I think that's just again a reflection of this.
Okay.
This place has gradually gotten worse for you.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But the fact that you're dreaming about the new building means that you have an excitement level.
And I do.
And I think we all are beside ourselves to get into the new building.
I appreciate that, man.
So I think you're in good shape with this
Okay.
one. I think it's mostly leftover demons that are being exorcised from this building, more than it is a fear of the new building.
Alrighty then.
So there you go.
Well, thank you. Why don't you hit me with your dream?
Well, I think my dream might, even though I haven't been playing Fortnite as much lately, I've been taking a little time off, as you know, but I think it might stem a little bit from Fortnite, but it takes a crazy turn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in my dream, it started off a little Hunger Games-y, where me and this other person, and there are other people, but me and this other person primarily, are running with urgency towards weapons in a pile. So it was very like Hunger Games-y, like whoever gets there first is going to have the advantage. Okay. I get there and I grab a like a rifle or something.
Sure.
Okay. And I'm immediately trying to figure out how to use it and what's going on with it. And I figure it out, and it's loaded and it's great. And it's like a him or me thing. I mean, my life's on the line, and I go to fire and I shoot and I feel like I hit him, but nothing really happens. I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but the other guy was dressed kind of like the hunter from the original Jumanji movie.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
He had like the funky hat, safari hat.
Yeah.
And he had sort of a beard. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Okay?
I wasn't expecting you to say that. So.
I know.
Hunter from the darkest wilds makes you feel just like a child.
What is it?
Van Pelt.
You miserable coward! Come back and face me like a man! Not good enough, Sonny Jim. Coming with you or not.
So I shot him, but it didn't seem to affect him much.
Okay.
Which could come from, well, never mind. I shouldn't analyze my own
Don't
dream.
do that.
So because I was regrouping, I sort of ran as far as I could away and around a house, and I tried to hide, but I knew he was coming towards me. And so then I was worried about getting shot, and my gun was jammed and it wouldn't fire. And so I'm like, I got to try to figure out what's wrong with it. And then, Will, I managed to run away and get it working, and just as I was trying to move away, we both fire, and I'm hitting the leg, but it doesn't seem to phase me. Like I'm like, okay, boom, that's like... It's almost like Hangman, like I got 4 more letters before I'm going to be in real trouble or something.
Okay.
Then I'm hitting the arm, doesn't faze me. He seems eerily calm through all of this, and he's walking towards me like at a steady pace, but not blinking, almost Terminator style. Like he's just like, and walking right at me, not even trying to dodge anything, not trying to. So he's got the mind game on me because I'm like, why is he not scared like I am?
Right.
And then he gets me in the chest, and I feel it, and I go down, and he comes over and he kneels next to me, and he's like resting on one knee, you know, like a football player would in a huddle, take a knee.
Sure.
And he looks down at me and he just shakes his head and he goes, that's not going to be good. And when I looked at him in his face, and then I looked down at my chest, and my shirt, I'll try to recreate it here. My shirt was basically doing this and was growing out from my chest like there was a mound under my shirt, almost like something was going to explode out of my chest. So where the wound was, it like billowed up into this great big huge mound, and that's when I woke up. I'm telling you, I have crazy vivid dreams.
That's not... What's funny about that is that's not the craziest dream you've ever told me.
No. It's not at all.
Well, let's delve into it, shall we?
I'd like you to.
Okay. So, first and foremost, the very beginning of that dream, where you're rushing towards the weapons, that is video game.
Okay.
That is you missing playing Fortnite a little bit.
Okay. All right.
And just in your subconscious.
Okay. It's probably true. I do miss.
Just in your subconscious. Now, not enough to just jump right back in. You know, you're fine without it, but it's reminding you that it's there.
It's there for me.
It's there. The fact that you were missing, you felt like you were hitting shots, and then missed. Also Fortnite.
Okay, because there's times where we
do that all the time.
Okay, fair.
Because we're not good.
And because everybody else just doesn't seem to phase them. Hit them 42.
Here's where I thought it got interesting.
Okay.
You were hit in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't feel it.
Didn't seem to make a difference.
But you were definitely shot.
Right, I could tell.
So this is, and then in the arm, hit. You could tell you were hit, but you weren't stopping. You were still moving.
I was still fine.
This is what I tell you all the time, Dirk. That is your subconscious telling you that you're taking on too much. And things are trying to slow you down, and you just keep powering through.
Okay.
You got to slow down at some point.
Okay.
I'm just being honest with you.
I feel like this is serious, more serious than my interpretation.
I'm what would good friends do here?
Exactly what you're doing.
I mean, you could not find anything to say.
Buy me a beer, take me to a game, kiss me on the mouth. I don't know.
No.
Well, if you'd like to.
It caught me off guard. It went over my head, and then I picked
caught
it
it
back
on the bounce.
Yeah. Now remind me, you got hit in the leg.
Hit in the leg, not a big deal.
Hit in the arm.
Not big. Then hit in the chest. Well, but the guy,
fact. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it was as he was coming towards me.
The fact and
looking like Jumanji. This is my dream, Will. This was very serious.
I'm sorry. Stop using the Jumanji reference because I keep picturing that dude with the funky mustache.
Yeah, it is. That's what he looked like. It was like a safari hunter.
The fact that he just keeps
prey.
The fact that he just keeps moving towards you, even though you're shooting at him.
Yeah.
Life obstacles, Dirk.
Yeah.
They just keep coming, and you got to find a way to power through those. But sometimes they knock you down.
They did.
He did.
He knocked me down.
It did. Please stop making eye contact with me like that.
I'm excited to learn more about my dream, that's all.
He got down and kneeled next to you.
Mm-hmm. Interesting that he kneeled.
Correct.
Knelt.
It wasn't a sit. It wasn't a nothing. He didn't finish you off.
No.
It was a That's not going to be good.
Almost sympathetic
Right.
at that point.
And
I didn't mean for it to go
to
this
cause
far.
this much damage,
Right.
but here we are.
Yeah.
And I want you to really look at that with me. I want you to
I just had a really serious thought, actually.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead.
saw you look off into the distance.
Yeah, I just had a real
Let's hear-
serious
well,
thought.
hit me with it.
This is pretty heavy.
So am I.
So am I. My dad always did a lot of things and was very. I know, but my dad always did a lot of things and was very hard on me, and pushed me. And maybe it was like sometimes I didn't mean to push you that hard.
We talk about this all the
I
time.
know we do. That I'm way too hard on myself.
And where do we get that from?
My dad.
Okay. So maybe
the hunter was my dad.
Maybe your dad was telling you, I'm sorry,
Maybe.
sorry that I pushed you that hard.
We're joking, but we're not.
This
could be.
This really could be.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hey, we just had a revelation.
Like,
together.
I can push through a lot of the things, but once in a while there was a thing that just
hit you too hard.
Hit me a little
and
too
knocked
hard.
you down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Breakthrough.
This could be a good segment.
This is breakthrough, baby.
I can stop paying a therapist. No, actually, I did see a therapist for a while and then stopped, but
Can I tell you that was a weird dream?
it was a weird dream.
That is a weird dream.
Especially the Jumanji guy. Like,
Yeah,
why? Why Jumanji? Why does he look like that? With the big,
with the big huge hat.
It starts
and
with a P, doesn't it? Like the pill.
I don't even know
Not pillbox. That's a. Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's dream analysis.
All right.
Well, we each had a nice
little breakdown.
Try to write down some dreams in the future. Hopefully, mine are usually humorously wacky.
Yeah,
but always stressful.
That's weird.
So I'll share them with you, and I remember them very well.
Yes, you do.
All right. Will we're going to move on now to Segment do.
Okay.
And from Sigmund to segment.
Nice transition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of segment, we're going to go to bracketology.
Okay.
You have
Musicology.
prepared a bracketology.
Name it
bracket.
right now.
Pardon?
Musicology. Who sings it?
Oh, J. Cole.
Close.
Okay. Chance the Rapper.
Let's just move on.
Peter Cetera.
Let's just go.
Wait, I got it. This one. I was joking before, but I'm
It doesn't
serious
begin with a
this
P.
one. Of course, I know that.
Yeah.
The Pointer Sisters.
Just go.
What would have been funnier? I was going to go Pharrell. What would have been funnier?
No,
Pharrell?
the Pointer Sisters is
okay,
funny.
because
Much
it's all
funnier.
Yeah,
It's just,
okay,
just random.
Okay.
Prince would be the one that sang Musicology.
Oh, it's on my favorite Prince album.
I know.
Okay. All right. Well, you're going to prepare a bracket for me, and I think it's about something I'm supposed to choose between.
Yes, Dirk. Today you are going to be choosing between.
Betwixt
some of the biggest tourist attractions in the U.S. that you'd like to visit. Okay, and I just went down. I picked from a few different lists that I found on Google. A lot of them matched up, so I just went with some of the biggest ones.
You know what's funny?
No.
Okay.
I'm ready for you to tell me.
Will, what's the difference between... So I told Will a joke this morning on the phone on the way to work.
Let me just, before you start, This was bad.
I worry sometimes, honestly. I literally called Will on the way to work or texted him and said, please give me a call if you have time because I want to tell you this joke. Will calls me. I tell him the joke. I even preface it the exact same way with who else I told. Today at 3:25 when we were setting the stuff up, I said, Will, I want to tell you this joke. And I told this person and this person and then I told you the joke and you just stared at me. And I was like, what, did I offend you with this joke? Because it's a little off. It's distasteful. And I said, and you were like, no, you told me that exact joke this morning on the phone when I called you. And then it hit me. And I did not mean to.
I know you didn't mean to. I thought you were messing with me at first.
That's the problem.
Right,
it happens often enough that you think I'm messing with you. Right. And I truly... Welcome. Remember back to the podcast where I kept guessing the same state?
Ohio?
Yeah, or Michigan.
Ohio.
And Preston's like, no way.
So funny.
Anyway, all right.
So
I'm ready.
These are some of the biggest tourist attractions in the U.S. that you'd like to visit.
Funniest part about this, last night in our, what I call my favorite time, that time where I just hug up against my wife while we're falling asleep.
Yep.
My favorite time of the day is what I call it. I'll say, hey, time for my favorite time of the day. And we just talk about our future and what we want to do. Last night's topic was our first week-long vacation without the children.
Nice.
We've never had a week vacation without the kids in 18 years.
Right.
I said, if we get to go somewhere for a week, where's the first place you want to go?
Well, I'm already planning it for you, so you
Okay.
really don't have a choice.
Very nice.
All right, here we go. And
Felt like I'm hearing sounds. Do you? Siren or something? No? Okay.
I don't.
It must be the guy that walked in my room before you came
I don't
in.
like when you say things
Okay, I'm
like
sorry.
that. We will have pictures up for them as well,
Yes,
for them
yes.
to look at.
Absolutely.
Your first two, and let me get my trusty dusty pen out so I can write down what you pick.
Your Wi-Fi pencil.
My Wi-Fi pencil. South Beach, Miami.
Okay.
Times Square / Central Park is how they had it listed
Okay.
on the website.
Sorry to be picky. You don't
No,
always have clarifying questions.
That's fine.
Do we limit it to just that area, or could we say you're also going to be able to see the area around that area? Like, as a tourist town,
So
you'd go other places.
you're taking a week vacation. I'm sure you'll be able to see
okay.
other things around.
I will. Gosh. So, can I talk through it a little bit?
Sure.
I've been to New York City,
Okay.
and I love it to
All right.
visit.
Okay.
Never been to South Beach.
Okay.
I've been through Miami, like driving down 95 when I was younger, but never stopped there. But what I've heard about South Beach is that the food is amazing.
I've heard the same.
But I'm not a heat person, but I've heard you get amazing like Cuban food, and all the
Sure.
different ethnicities have different districts where their food is just phenomenal.
Amazing.
But New York's got a lot of ethnic food too.
Sure.
So it's hard to, again, it all revolves around food.
It should.
I love to swim.
Okay.
Much easier to swim in Florida than it is in New York,
I would say so.
especially in Times Square.
Right.
There's not much water.
Right.
But I hate the heat.
Okay. Doesn't say you have to go in
Summer.
the heat.
I'll go off season. I'll go South Beach because
Okay.
I've never been there.
I did not expect you to pick that.
I'm surprising myself, but I want to try the food and I want to see something new.
Love it.
I love New York City though.
Okay. Here's next up. We have Niagara Falls and the National Mall in D.C.
Niagara.
Okay.
I've been to the mall. The museums are great. I've been to Niagara, but I've never done the Maid of the Mist, and I've never crossed to the Canada side.
Okay.
So I've heard it's prettier over there, and I want to do the Maid of the Mist and the Cave of the Winds. Have you done that?
I have not.
Okay.
Just the ferry.
I've heard it's very cool.
Okay.
So I want to do that. And I
Your
want to walk down that platform where you're under the waterfall and it sprays.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Your next matchup is Venice Beach, California,
Okay.
or Glacier National Park.
I'll take the national park. I've already got
Okay.
South Beach, although Venice Beach is supposed to be beautiful, and I might see Hulk Hogan training. No,
Or Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. He Hulk lives in Florida, so I wouldn't see him in California. But still, I'm not. Beaches aren't for me.
Okay.
I'm not a beach body.
All right. We have.
You know who is though?
The-
Jill.
Oh, okay.
That's her sport.
The French Quarter, New Orleans, Louisiana,
Okay.
or Denali National Park.
Generally, I'm always going to pick a national park,
Well-
but I gotta go to French Quarter.
Yeah,
I've never
agreed.
been to New Orleans,
Okay.
and as a jazz musician,
I was going to say
I
the
gotta
music.
go.
You have to go just for the music
And the
right?
food.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're a music guy.
Yeah.
I would definitely go for the food.
yeah, I want to go to Nashville too. That might be on there.
That
but-
was on the. It's actually not on this list. It was further down the list.
Yeah,
but-
I want to go to Nashville too because I've never been to Nashville.
all right. Other side of the bracket here. We
I'd
got.
go to Memphis, but I've heard it's a little dangerous. Like it's not as nice of a town as Not that any city is nice
Sure.
sometimes, but I've heard Memphis is a little sketchier.
I've
But
heard the same.
there's a lot of like original rock and roll. Memphis is famous, so-
Understood. Other side of the bracket, L.A. or Hollywood, and the Grand Canyon.
You like Hollywood and the Sunset Strip. No place that I'd rather be. Not knowing what LA and Hollywood has to offer. I'm not a big star person,
Okay.
but it'd be neat to see LA, but
Mhm.
I can't imagine anything a city has that would beat the Grand Canyon.
Okay, so we're going Grand
yeah,
Canyon.
no,
Okay.
we're going LA. No,
Okay.
I'm kidding. Grand
Nope,
Canyon.
already locked in L.A.
No, you can't. I'm not going.
You can't make me.
I'm not getting on the plane.
Uh,
Yeah, the Grand Canyon will. I can't fathom the size or the beauty unless I see it in person. Pictures just can't do it justice.
My wife has gone and she said it's absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
I was surprised this was on the list, but it makes sense. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Or Old Faithful in Yellowstone, which was high on the list. I did not expect that to be high on the list. I'm assuming you'd be able to explore the park, but it specifically listed Old Faithful as the geyser.
I would rather. So this is hard because recently we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
When we went to Erie, Pennsylvania, we drove down to Cleveland. It's only about 2 hours.
Understood.
And made a day trip out of it because I really wanted to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Overall, I thought it was an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised at how small it was.
Okay.
I expected something a lot bigger and more. It was very neat what they had. Like their displays were very cool and they represented all kinds of bands.
Mm-hmm.
But I was honestly surprised that, that's it? Like we were through it in half a day.
Fair enough.
So I was underwhelmed, although it was still very cool.
So you were just whelmed.
I was whelmed.
Okay.
Yeah. And but I've never seen Old Faithful, so I'd pick Old Faithful.
Okay. I forgot you had gone to Rock and Roll, or maybe I would have tried to pick something different.
I think that would have changed it.
Okay.
Because I still think Yellowstone National Park, I can't wait to go west. As a matter of fact, that was the answer my wife gave last night, except it wouldn't be a week. She's like, I think we want to take like 8 weeks and go.
Just travel.
And just go
we
circle
would love
the parks.
to do RV or a camper and just go stay in, because there's 3 parks within 6 hours of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
You guys are more athletic and young and physically fit. Having done the whole camper thing, I think my wife's just happy enough staying in a lodge or a hotel,
and that would be
for a change.
No,
So
we'll talk later.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
You can come.
Sure.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore or the Vegas Strip, Las Vegas.
I'd love to see Mount Rushmore, and I think it's probably very neat.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what's around it. I want to see the Badlands, but I don't know if they're close to Mount Rushmore.
I don't know either. I don't know what the distance is.
I would want to go to Vegas, though. I just once. I'm not a gambler.
I'm not either.
But I think just the glitz.
Just to say you went.
I'll pick Vegas.
Okay, fair enough. Mount Rushmore was high on that list. A lot of people must visit there that I don't think about.
My parents went there.
Uh-huh.
They were cleaning out Lincoln's nose. I'm just kidding. But they did go there, and they said it was that pictures don't do it justice.
Sure, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure once you're there, it's like, holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the Man on the Mountain from New Hampshire. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Mm-hmm. On the end of, I think it's Franconia Notch State Park, on the end of the rock face, there was a man. It looked like a man's face in profile.
I think I've seen pictures of it.
It has since crumbled and eroded and gone away, so it doesn't exist anymore. When we were up there, it was kind of cool on the end of this mountain to see what looked like a face.
Gotcha. The last one here is the Statue of Liberty or the Great Smoky Mountains.
Oh, Smoky Mountains. Okay. So much more to see.
Okay.
Nature over copper.
Some of these are hard because they're listed as, like, the Great Smoky Mountains. Mm-hmm. It just seems like there's more to do in one place than the other.
Like it seems unfair.
You know what I mean?
Didn't we talk the Great Smoky Mountains was the most visited national park in the country?
Number 1. Yep.
Yeah. And, I mean, that includes, I guess, that region. I don't know if they count, like, Gatlinburg, which is right in the mountains.
Yep.
Which is a tourist trap of a town.
The Blue Ridge Parkway.
Right. And then Pigeon Forge, which is not far away, Dollywood and all that. That's all kind of in that region. So maybe that's why it's got so much traffic.
All right, Dirk. Here's the next round. Yep.
Now.
Here we go. You know what they all are now. Yep. We can move through it. You got South Beach and Niagara Falls in the Elite 8.
I'll take South Beach.
Okay. I did not expect that to move through.
I love swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, that's fun. It is. Especially warm water, clear water.
Yeah, probably cleaner down there than North Carolina.
Then you got the French Quarter in Louisiana and Glacier National Park. He's crumbling.
That's the hardest choice on the list. Glacier is where you went.
It is.
Glacier.
Don't pick it because I went there.
No. I pick it because those pictures I saw, I have to see in person. There is no better example of God's beauty in this world than the pictures that you showed me. There's just no natural beauty that I've seen prettier than that. 3 Medicine Lake.
The Grand Canyon or Old Faithful?
Grand Canyon.
Okay.
This is going to be helpful when I retire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use this list.
Just take it home to your wife.
Yep.
This is what we're doing.
Yep.
And then you got the Vegas Strip and the Smoky Mountains.
I hate to ask you this.
Okay, please ask
Did
me.
you take a
anyway.
picture of that bracket before we started writing on it?
Yes, I did.
Did you really? Oh, you dog.
Dirty dog.
All right, sorry. What was that choice?
The Vegas Strip or the Great Smoky Mountains.
I'll take Vegas. I've been to the Smokies.
Okay. Interesting. And here we go. Final four, Dirk. This is where this is where you're going. So
Here's
you better.
Here's the thing about the Smokies. Sorry. It's not very touristy, which is good, other than Gatlinburg.
Sure.
But that means that most of your activities there would be of mild to moderate strenuous activity.
Probably.
And I'm probably not in the right shape to do that. So walking
Okay.
along the Vegas Strip just seems like that would be
More
more
speed.
my speed at
Okay.
this point in my life. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. So you got two more popular places and two less popular places,
Okay.
probably. Or I should say populated. All right. Here we go. One side of the bracket. Finishing up. South Beach, Glacier National.
Glacier.
Okay.
Sorry, Cubans. I'll try your food another time.
And then on the other side, in the to get to the championship, Grand Canyon or the Vegas Strip.
I think I got to take the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
It's grand.
It is grand. And this is where you're going in the future. So
Okay.
you better lock this in. And
Glacier.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
I mean, I would love to see. That's tough. Those are both two places I would never forget.
sure.
Are there enough places? Okay, so my wife recently found this
Glacier is the winner. Good job,
meme
Glacier.
meme that says, "I'm not outdoorsy, I'm outsidesy."
Okay.
And,
That's funny.
And the point of it was, I like to see beautiful. It had a whole phrase which I don't remember. I love to see beautiful mountains from a roadside parking area.
Okay.
Or I love to see the ocean from the deck of my whatever. In other words, I can appreciate nature, but I'm not the type to go hike through nature.
Sure. The best part about Glacier is they have an entire road that goes through the entirety of the park called Going to the Sun Road. It'll take you probably a full day to do it if you do it the right way.
So now I'm sold even more. So I was going to ask you is, are most of those places that you went accessible to people who aren't willing or able to hike 8 to 10 miles?
So you'll get the entirety of the park on that road.
Okay.
Yes, you'll miss out on some of the spots if you don't hike
Right.
to like Avalanche Lake,
Okay.
and there are easy hikes as well that are flat, just like around lakes that you can take that are a
Right.
mile or so.
Okay.
But you'll get the
The flavor.
grandness of the park just by driving through. And I'll maybe send you a
Yeah.
picture or maybe a video if I can of going to the Sun Road. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you remember. I remember that name, so I think
So
you've shared it.
when
with
we
me before.
went in June, there was actually the middle third of it was blocked off from an avalanche still because it was still
Okay.
it's still chilly there.
Gotcha.
Obviously, when we went,
That's weird.
so I know to think
Avalanche.
about.
Yeah.
So
You
we
can
got to see
drive
the
from
first
each side.
third. Yeah, we got to see the first third and the other side.
How long is the whole road if you went end to end?
I don't know exactly, but I know if you like stop and see the scenic
Yeah,
areas,
it'll take a full day.
and could probably take more.
Okay. Okay.
A lot
well,
of fun, dude.
There we go.
Beautiful.
So that's what I was worried about is like, will I be able to appreciate it if I'm not able to hike 4 miles uphill?
Our friends that we went with, my friend's mom and dad went, my friend's dad went, and he said that he did it 3 different days,
Good.
3 different times.
Okay,
like
perfect.
the road 3 different days because you miss things as
Yeah.
you're driving.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sold.
lock it in.
That was segment 2.
Segment dose
So,
is done.
honey-
Wrap that up.
Shannon, darling, my wife.
My way.
We're going to Grand Glacier National
Canyon.
Glacier Canyon National Monument.
Right.
No, what is it? Glacier National Park.
That's it.
Okay. That's where we're going.
All right.
It's our first trip. Well, let's move on to the last one.
I'm ready to move on to the last
Okay.
one.
I think it's probably best time to do it.
Okay.
We're going to do a segment called Buff It or Nerf It.
Okay.
Now, in video game speak, buffing something means that they make it more powerful.
To make it better. Sure.
Nerfing it is the opposite.
Right.
Means they cut it back. Maybe reference to a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Not sure. So we're going to talk about things that are either overpowered or overrated or underpowered or underrated.
Sorry, we've had this on the list for a long time.
Yes.
And I just don't think we've done it.
I'm not. I'd have to look. I felt like we did it one time.
Okay,
but
I don't remember.
It's been a gaggle of years ago.
And if we did it, we're definitely doing it different today than we have done.
And I wanted to explain it to people.
Yep, go ahead.
Buff it or nerf it. Yeah, we've done it one time.
Okay.
But without scrolling through all of our episode lists, I can't tell you which date without looking. But we've done it once.
Okay.
But essentially, this time we're gonna draw things. You wrote down 5 and I wrote down 5. We're going to draw things out of the handy dandy thank you note box that I had in my room. And then
I broke it.
I guess whoever wrote it, the opposite person will get to say first whether they think it's over or underrated.
Fair.
And then we'll
rebuttal
present our side.
Okay.
Pleased to be drawing number 1.
There we go. Here we go. The band Rush.
Okay. That's one I wrote.
That is one you wrote.
Pleased to be telling me what you think.
Is that how? Yes, you said the other person reads.
Yes.
Goes for sorry.
Yeah. Because I have my opinion. I want to hear yours.
So without knowing,
should we predict?
Sure, go ahead.
No, should it be a prediction?
Sure, go ahead.
Like you would predict what I'm going to say? Or
oh, you want me to predict?
I don't know. I'm asking. Should we add that
I think you're going to say they're underrated.
Okay.
Without knowing.
What do you think?
Without knowing a ton about them.
Okay.
I enjoy listening to them.
Okay.
And
you listen to many, many different kinds of music.
I do.
And they are an acquired taste.
They are.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah.
Still pretty solid.
Yes.
I'm going to say they're underrated.
Okay.
Even though I feel like for some there might be an acquired taste.
Yes.
So I might have argued against myself, but I don't think they get enough love.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair.
Okay.
I wrote them down as underrated.
Okay.
Here's the thing. In their fandom, people go nuts for Rush. They are a cult band. But in the general world, music, it's funny. It's like there's a quote that says, "You may not like Rush, but your favorite band likes Rush."
Okay.
They are sort of a band.
They're overlooked by a lot of people.
Yeah. Their music's hard to access by a lot of people because their songs aren't 3.5 minutes and that you can't dance to.
Sure.
But they're very intellectually strong musicians, and drummers point to Neil Peart and bassists point to Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson on guitar as like top of their ability level. So I say underrated. I happen to be listening. They've been my favorite band since high school.
I remember you saying that.
And I happen to be listening to them again recently and watching other people break down their videos and their soul. And I just went.
You watch
dang.
reaction videos?
Sometimes.
I love reaction videos.
Mostly it's vocal. Like I want to hear what people think of vocals. I found one. I'll give her a plug here, although she probably doesn't need it. There's a lady in, I'm guessing Ireland. I haven't done the research on her. Her channel's called Beth Roars.
Okay.
All one word, BETHROARS. And she is a really sweet, as my daughter would say, ginger. But she has this great accent and she breaks down vocals.
Okay.
And I love the way she gets visibly excited when she's listening to something. Like she did one on Steve Perry from Journey. And she's like, oh my, like his natural ability, he acts like it's no work at all, but yet that, and so she gets very animated when she hears something, and I love that factor of like, isn't that great? You know, you share with other people. So, all right.
The next one that I pulled, and this one was one of mine.
Okay.
Ginger ale.
Okay. Ginger ale, I don't know where you're going, but ginger ale, there are 2 times where you drink ginger ale in my life.
I don't know where you're going.
I don't know where you're going to go with this.
Oh, okay.
But there are 2 times where ginger ale is the drink of choice.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Once is when you have an upset stomach.
Okay.
And 2 is if you're using it as a mixer with drinks.
Okay.
Like Jack and Ginger or something like that. I don't drink that much at all. And I don't, thankfully, get sick that much at all. But I don't have much use for ginger ale.
Okay.
I think ginger ale, generally speaking, not that I hear a lot of people running around singing the praises of ginger ale, but I myself would never buy ginger ale for myself.
Okay.
Never. So I would say, doesn't matter how little it's rated, it's still overrated.
Okay. I'm going to go the opposite.
Okay.
I think people knock it all the time and overlook it all the time, but when you have it over ice, it's pretty good.
Okay.
And even I forget about it oft. But then if I find one laying around, or if there's one in the fridge,
Right.
and I have it, I'm like, I always forget. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I always forget how decent this is. A good, pretty solid drink.
I'm like that with Sprite.
And
I always go to Coke, and then you have a Sprite, and you go,
it is
why don't I drink more Sprite?
Right.
You know what I'm going to do on my way home today?
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to stop along the way, and I'm going to get myself a Gingy.
Not a bottled Gingy though.
Oh,
because
it's gotta
that'll
be
go
fountain?
flat. No, it could be a can though, over ice. Don't put a bottle. Bottles. I don't like bottles.
I thought bottles are better than
You do?
cans. Yeah.
Oh, we're all opposite. Okay, well, do what do whichever
I'm not
one
crazy
you like.
about eating stuff out of metal. I feel like
Well,
I
then
can
you're
taste
weird
the
for
metal. Okay.
Just kidding. So we went.
Ice cream, ceramic bowl or metal bowl?
We have ceramic bowls in the house.
But if you had your choice.
Ceramic.
Okay.
It's fine
Yeah.
for me. I'm not
Cereal.
picky. Tupperware.
Yeah, plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Can we move on?
I guess.
Okay, thanks.
But you'd rather have a can than a bottle.
Yeah.
Glass bottle?
Love glass bottles though.
Glass bottle better than a can?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
the best.
Okay.
You're
Sorry for that brief
Yeah, sorry, that was
brain tangent that we
Yep.
both went on. That's what happens when we talk about anything.
I know. We just start going.
Because, yeah, our brains are
Um,
too fast. All right, Gingy Ale. So I'm going to try one.
How many? Can we do a few more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Travel.
Okay, that was mine.
That was yours.
That was mine.
Now, can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Traveling for vacation, or just like traveling from point A to point B, or
People that say, oh, we love to travel, meaning recreational travel.
underrated, I guess. I mean, if I could travel and I had the ability to, I would travel all the time. I would go see all the different places. Is that what you're leaning towards?
Sure.
I don't think I would get tired of that, Dirk.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there are enough places in the world that if I had the money and the ability to do so, that I would get tired of going to see different places in the world.
Okay.
I guess I don't know.
Counterpoint.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, if I had unlimited money, maybe this would change. But unlimited would have to be first class plane or charter my own plane. Or I think traveling, not being in your... I love being home. Love it.
Yeah.
It's my environment. I know where everything is. I got a routine. Traveling to me, even hotel traveling, where did I put is that over here? Where did I pack now maybe if I did it more, I would have a pattern in travel. But to me, it's too disruptive, I guess. It's and I'm always glad to get back home to my own bed.
Which is
and my own
fair.
shower and
Very
my own.
fair.
So I don't think, my wife and I talked about, there was a stage in our life 5 years ago. Hey, when we retire, maybe we'll get an RV, a motorhome. We'll travel 6 months out of the year. We'll snowbird. Live in Florida half the year. I'd rather just build a beautiful, wonderful house to retire in, a house that I never get tired of being in, than travel around constantly. Right now, she's got a friend. Oh, well, I say friend. It's a knitting podcaster that she watches. This is a knitter.
Thank you.
And they're traveling in a van all around the United States. They want to try to hit all 50 states eventually.
That's awesome.
Well, they won't be able to do it in the van, but they're going to try to hit all the states. They're in their early 30s. Doesn't appeal to me, man. They got a dog. They're traveling in basically a glorified UPS van.
So, just quickly,
Yeah.
just on the flip side of that, if you have enough money to be traveling that much,
And you bought a $400,000 motorhome?
not even that. If
Okay.
you're just staying in a hotel, if you're going to different places and you're
Yep.
just staying in luxurious hotels
Yep.
and you're traveling to places that you want to see across the pond, or
Am I flying?
absolutely you're flying.
Can I get first class?
Absolutely have enough money to do it. So why
Chartering a flight?
Sure.
I think I would love that better. It would be easier.
Right.
If I were completely wealthy.
Sure.
I still think there's no place like home. I still think
So
eventually
you'd
I'm going to
rather
get tired of traveling.
you don't have to travel every day of the year.
Okay, but like you said, I don't think I'd ever get tired of that.
I
think-
wouldn't.
And that's fine. But what I'm saying is people always talk about, we're traveling. We're going to Bermuda. We're going to me, it sounds like a hassle. I don't know.
can't get behind that.
That's
dude.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to agree to disagree on
That's
that
fine.
one. Next one.
Now, if I could time warp myself there, fine.
Sure, but
It's
teleport.
all the hassle getting in between. Airport
No
lines.
teleportation.
The airport lines. All right. One more, Will.
One more. Well, this
Pick
one.
one that's yours.
I was gonna say this one was mine, so I don't feel like this is fair.
No, that's fair because we just did mine.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Amazingly funny you brought this up.
Okay.
A coworker, when I asked them for something, I was asking them, "Hey, give me something that's overrated or underrated." A coworker said, "Overrated Chick-fil-A sauce." And I said, "I can't use that one because Will stab me in the heart with a pencil."
No, I won't.
But that was AG right next door.
Gotcha.
Who said Chick-fil-A sauce overrated.
You know what?
He also said clean sheets are underrated. And I said, I feel like everybody loves clean sheets. He's like, but we would do it more if we loved them that much.
Fair.
So, all right, Chick-fil-A. I'm going to say that you say, what are you going to say?
Let me throw that back in there.
Chick-fil-A is amazing.
Okay.
Their sandwiches are decent.
Okay.
Not as good as Popeyes, in my opinion. Their sauces are amazing. And thanks to you for that, because I'm not normally a sauce guy.
Okay.
Their wrap is good. And recently, let me bring you in close. Chicken tortilla soup.
Mm-hmm.
I tried that for the first time.
Solid.
Amazing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. They already get a ton of attention for being amazing. So is it possible that they're still underrated? So that chicken tortilla soup's amazing. So I got to figure out, I feel like they already get a ton of credit, which would mean that I should say they're overrated. I know you like Popeye's chicken sandwiches better, which makes me think you'd say they're overrated. But I know you love their sauces, which would make you say that they're underrated. I'm fraught with trouble. Okay, well, I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to flip a coin. It's heads, but I never decided what heads meant. I'm going to say
tough.
It's overrated. You say it's overrated. Oh, what am I going to say? I'm going to say it's overrated for me personally.
Okay.
I'm going to say that you say that it's underrated.
I say that it's underrated.
Correct.
Okay.
You say it's better than it's rated. I'm saying it doesn't live up to the hype.
Okay. I am in agreement with you.
You think it's overrated?
It's overrated.
Okay.
It is overrated. Dude.
Okay. Even with the sauces.
The sauces are the Polynesian sauce is phenomenal.
Okay.
The Chick-fil-A sauce is wonderful. The chicken sandwich is just a chicken sandwich.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Popeyes, Bojangles, Church's, all three chicken sandwiches, just stomp that chicken sandwich out.
Never had Church's.
Stomp it out.
Okay.
So, like, what are we talking about? Why is it so glorified? The service?
Service
amazing.
Is impeccable.
Amazing service. Nothing. No knock on the servers.
No.
Nothing like that. Milkshake's great. Decent.
Fine.
Yeah. The sauces
good
are what set that place apart.
And fries in the Chick-fil-A sauce
when
good.
they're fresh.
When they're fresh.
When they're warm.
And when you get the skin. I know you don't like that, but I do. When you get the skin. But chicken sandwich
itself.
itself.
What we go there for, the main portion of the meal.
Yeah.
Wendy's nuggets are better than Chick-fil-A nuggets.
I've never had Wendy's nuggets.
Well, then do yourself a favor. Spicy or not, go grab some.
Okay.
Popeyes nuggets,
spicy
better.
or not, get them while they're hot.
Let's just pump the brakes on how great Chick-fil-A chicken is.
I don't get the sandwich. I either get the wrap or now I just get a soup and fries.
Wrap
soup
is fine.
Amazing.
Wrap is fine.
Yeah, but I don't like cold meals either. So
soup is fine, but
soup
that mac and
so
cheese
good.
though.
Well,
You're saying something, but guess what? That Popeyes mac and cheese is better.
Yeah,
so what are we talking about?
Yeah.
All right, I
don't know.
Just getting my 2 cents out there.
The one thing you never ever have to worry about being shorted in your bag at Chick-fil-A.
That's for sure.
They are amazing.
And I love the ice there. I know that's a weird thing to love, the crushed ice.
I haven't noticed it.
Love that.
I'll have to try it.
Right.
Well, those are our 3 segments.
Our trace segments.
Thrice. We are thrice complete.
We are.
Let me jump back, Will, for our joke.
Our
joke of the week. Thanks to Preston for that intro. Will, there were 400 passengers. Speaking of travel, there were 400 passengers on this plane, but only 200 meals were loaded, and this was a long flight from Australia to New York City. Unfortunately, it was only discovered after takeoff. When the flight attendants started going through their preparations for the meals, they realized they only had half enough meals to feed.
Oh, no.
Or enough meals to feed half the people.
Right.
So the airline had bungled, and the crew was in the fix. They had to try to figure out how they were going to solve this problem because everybody on the flight that long, they're going to get hungry.
Sure.
So the flight attendant had an idea. She'd ply them with booze. She said, couple hours, she made an announcement a couple hours into the flight. She said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know how this happened, but we have over 400 people on board, but only 200 dinners.
Oof.
Anyone who is kind enough to give up their meal to someone else will receive unlimited free liquor for the duration of the flight."
Wow.
Her next announcement came on 6 hours later. "Ladies and gentlemen, if anyone wants to change their mind, we still have 180 dinners available."
Jeez.
Those Aussies apparently enjoy their liquor.
They like their bevies.
Well, Will, that's the end of episode number 46.
That's all she wrote.
And get out of my dreams and into my car.
Into my car.
Is it Billy Ocean?
No, Billy Idol.
I don't think so. Billy Eckstein?
That's it.
Billy Joel?
Oh.
Billy Eilish?
Billy the Kid.
Ooh, Billy
You
the Kid.
you already beat me because
Okay.
you're 2 ahead of me.
Billy on the Street?
No.
Okay, sorry. All right, Will, that's it for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind to subscribe and
There it is.
ring the
Ring
bell,
that bell.
in addition to subscribing, which of course everybody knows is totally different than ringing the bell.
Everybody knows that.
Except I didn't.
Yep.
And Will, let me tell you this joke. So it seems
There's no shot.
So anyway, thanks to my forgetful memory, we got a good laugh. Thanks for analyzing my dream and letting me know what's wrong with me.
And mine as well.
And we will see everyone hopefully next week with a fresh new episode 47.
I sure hope so.
I
Dirk.
sure hope so too. Folks, we really, really appreciate you listening and watching.
Absolutely.
I went back, it's weird. Our first episode has over 350 views. And, they gradually come down and up.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to see. I'd love to see those. Like, who are those people and why didn't they come back? No, I'm just kidding. But
My gosh, that was so sad. Hey, real quick, though, before we go,
uh-huh.
please continue to comment
Yeah.
and tell us what, tourist attraction you would have picked,
Yeah.
or what we got wrong,
Yeah.
or what you would have buffed and nerfed. Please play along with us.
And for those, I know we have some people like my mom, not to single her out, that don't have a YouTube account. But I don't know where that went. But who don't have a YouTube account, and so therefore you can't comment unless you're logged in. So it's just a Gmail. If you have to just create an account, or Mom, let me know and I'll help you. But yeah, leave a comment, please,
Sure.
or send us an email. There's an email address at the end, wcpod1@gmail.com.
Please do.
Send an email, and I'll read it through email. You don't have to comment on the
Yep.
thing, and it'll make blackmail the next time we do a segment. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you
Bye,
next
everybody.
week.
Next week.